Is point pickup stealing your tips? The short answer is no, but it's a little more complicated than that. But before we get into that, first I'd like to ask you a question. Are you subscribed yet? If not, hit that big red button below and help me get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. And so you won't miss any updates on this developing situation. So now, this used to be an issue with DoorDash a good couple of years ago, where they weren't stealing tips per se, but they were using it to supplement the driver's pay. So a quick example of this would be DoorDash's minimum at the time would be $6. And how they added up that $6 was dependent solely on how much the customer tipped. So let's say the customer tipped $4. DoorDash would kick in another $2 and make that a $6 trip. Now, what if there was no tip? DoorDash would cover the entire $6, but that would be it, regardless how long the trip took. But let's say the customer tipped $10. You'd get that whole $10, and then DoorDash would include a base pay of $2, so you'd make 12 bucks. And now, unfortunately, it looks like Point Pickup's going down the same route. Ever since their big update the other day, drivers have been reporting missing pay from their deliveries. So let me give you an example of what's going on, and I'll put it right here. This shopper accepted an ASAP batch for $13.56. Under the previous model, this is the bare minimum that you'd make, not counting tips. So in this screenshot, it shows what the driver made, which was $16.50. However, if you look at it, there's a $10 tip, and under the old pay model, it should have been a $23.56 trip. Now, it is true that the driver gets to keep 100% of the tip. What they're not telling you is that they're supplementing the base guaranteed pay with whatever the customer tips. Now here's an example of what the normal pay should be like. Notice that there are tips on there plus a market adjustment. The market adjustment and the base pay, and I think the bonus too, I'm not sure, that adds up to the guaranteed base pay that you see before you accept a delivery. The tips are after the fact, and you get to keep 100% of those, and they are not supplementing your pay with this. Here's an example of a similar delivery, except it doesn't have the market adjustment, which means it's coming in at lower pay. Again, using the tips to supplement the pay. I went into a Facebook group for Point Pickup to try to figure out where people were, like states, regions, markets, to kind of see, is this only happening in certain states? Is it happening everywhere except for California? Or is this happening in places where there are laws protecting gig workers? I made a post on there asking all this information just so I could use it for this video, but unfortunately they deleted my post for self-promotion because I put my YouTube channel on there. I just wanted to show that I wasn't some weirdo trying to extract information or something weird like that. I just wanted to show that I was legit. So any information I got off there is just kind of moot because I didn't get big enough sample size. So I just tossed that out the window. The only answer that I remember is somebody from Indiana. Now what's kind of adding fuel to the fire is that this is coming off the heels of another big change that's been slowly rolling out throughout the country, and that's only being able to pick up one order at a time. Under the old model, you were able to pick up multiple orders at the same time just for different time slots. For example, you can't pick up 2 orders for the same time slot, but you could pick up for a 7:45 a.m., an 8:45 a.m., a 9:45 a.m. You could continue stacking it so you can basically schedule your day and you know what's coming up. Nowadays, say you pick one up at 7:45 a.m. You won't be able to see any more orders until you complete that order. So by the time you're done with your 7:45 order, you'll be insanely lucky if you see anything for 8:45 or 9:45. More than likely, depending on how fast you were able to make that delivery, you'll probably have to wait until 10:45, 9, 10 o'clock before you can see the next batch of orders drop. And now people who were making a living doing delivery for Point Pickup, they're thrown out. I mean, it is literally a side gig now. And anytime Point Pickup is questioned about this, they just kind of, well, it's a policy. Whose policy? It's policy. It's Walmart making us do this. So with all the changes going on, Point Pickup finally put out a statement explaining all the changes that were going on. Mainly the tip situation. So I'll put it up right here and I'll read it to you real fast. And, you know, in my opinion, this doesn't address anything. We apologize for the recent confusion that was caused by the change of explanation of compensation in our driver app. We want to be clear that absolutely nothing has changed from our original payment model. You still receive 100% of all tips. I'm going to stop right there because it goes on to explain how it's broken down and everything. From the pictures that I've shown so far and the picture that I've seen around the internet, something has clearly changed. You cannot say that absolutely nothing has changed. Stuff has changed. A lot of stuff has changed. Drivers are not seeing the pay that they should. I don't know the legality of it all because technically, yeah, you're receiving all the tips. They're 100% yours. You earn them. But what if they didn't tip? You still have to pay out a guarantee that you offer. And yes, if they didn't tip, you're paying out that guarantee. But if the customer tips, you're no longer paying all that guarantee. You are supplementing the pay with the customer tip as the customer is under the impression that it will be put on top of whatever the driver makes. And morally, ethically, whatever word you want to use, that's wrong. That you are using tips to supplement your base pay for your drivers. Now, me personally, I'm not having this issue, and I don't know if I will, just because I'm in the state of California and we're protected under Prop 22, but it's still very frustrating to see other drivers get put through this. With the price of everything from goods to commodities to anything that you can think of to gas all going up. And your response to this is to cut pay. Right now, as I'm recording this, we're on the heels or just got past a major malfunction with Point Pickup and their app crashing as soon as Black Friday deals drop. You know, just with all the changes they've been making and this major fuck up on their part, with the app crashing and everything, that's not good. And what sucks, I like the Point Pickup app. I like it for delivering Walmart orders. I think that Walmart and other grocery stores need to be on a separate, specialized app. Because I don't think it works well with DoorDash or anybody like that. Grocery stores that aren't on Instacart or aren't being shopped by Instacart should be on an app such as Point Pickup. And between the app stability, the recent mess up, their pay scale changes, I don't know, at this point, it's very, very hard to defend this app. But I will be following up on this once there's new information or anything changes. So hit that subscribe button below to stay up to date with all this fun stuff. And also I got new ride-alongs coming along. And that's about it. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night. No matter what happens, make sure you keep your chin up and keep pushing, keep grinding, keep making that money. You gotta keep fighting.